and also how people try to school you without your permission. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that because I feel it is something very important that everyone needs to know and needs to learn. I don't know, maybe this is in Asia only. In Asian culture, people tend to want to point out your mistakes to you, and they tend to want to tell you what to do. I think it is a very common tendency for people, and when this happens, right, there isn't a very clear boundary that people have. You know, they see you making a mistake and immediately they want to make the correction because in their minds and in their hearts, they think that they're doing something good, they're doing something to teach you because they feel that perhaps you need to learn. And they're doing you a favor by doing that. Personally, I find that very intrusive because I believe that everyone has their own opinions about how things are done and how they should be. Everybody comes from a different background, different perspective, different religious or spiritual understanding. And so to try to school someone based on your understanding, I feel it is, the perspective is a little bit skewed because if you come from a certain culture, you come from a certain spiritual belief or spiritual practice, how you think and how you operate will be so different from someone else. And trying to tell them that they are wrong and you are right is a very, big mistake that people make. And it's very intrusive to get into people's energies, to get into people's space, to tell them, to try to school them and tell them, what they're doing is absolutely wrong. So, for me, in my latest post, I did mention that this is one of my pet peeves when people try to tell me what to do without understanding, without my permission, without knowing where I'm coming from. So, I always try to create learning opportunities for my clients, people who want to learn from me, people who give me permission, basically, to learn. And, I'm happy to share all these learnings. But if I come across a friend whom I know is doing something, in my perspective, is not doing something right, I will not tell them that what they're doing is wrong. I will not try to correct them because I believe that I do not have the full perspective and it's not my place, to tell them what they're doing wrong. I don't try to school them. I don't try to make them feel bad about the decisions because at the end of the day, everyone is answerable to the decisions that they make in their own lives. And I don't think it's anyone's business, to try to tell them that what they're doing is wrong. And so, it's my belief that when people try to school you, try to make you feel bad about what you're doing, they are trying to remind themselves of what they need to learn. So this is where I'm coming from, all right? This is what I think. So when someone tries to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong and my perspective is off, for me, I see it as them trying to remind themselves of what they need to learn. So as many of you know, I'm a life coach as well as a psychic. So the problem with being a psychic, problem in inverted commas, is that when I meet other psychics, they have a tendency to come up to me and tell me what they see in my aura, tell me what they see in my energy without my permission. And so that's very intrusive, firstly. It's like going to someone's house and without permission and telling them their decoration is awful. Telling them that they have done their decoration wrongly or the renovation is off, all right? So that's highly inappropriate. You will not go into someone's house to do that. So neither should you talk about someone's energy field, someone's aura, or peek into someone's aura, someone's energy without permission. So I would never do that. I would never look into, peek into someone's aura and energy, even though I can, but I don't. I believe that as a psychic, we do have a responsibility to learn how to switch on and switch off this ability without intruding. And so when a fellow psychic comes up to me and tell me, oh, I see this in your aura and, this is what is happening in your life. I'm like, excuse me, right? It's totally inappropriate. And usually I'll just say, oh, thank you very much. And I would walk away from the situation. And, it's not maybe some people want that, all right? But I don't believe that that's very healthy to want that without a proper space. And so I do have people coming up to me also to ask me, oh, tell me what you see in my aura. Usually I will tell them very nicely that, what I do is very professional. I don't do circus acts. I don't do things for fun. Because a lot of the times, if you're not ready for what I see in your aura and what you're not prepared to deal with at the point in time, you're just opening the Pandora box, right? You're just opening the box for something that you're not prepared for. Now, with clients, that's different. They pay for a service. They are very prepared for the kind of service that they're looking for. They're prepared to hear the truth. They want to know what's really going on. Sometimes they feel stuck, but they need someone else, to tell them or to point the direction for them to deal with, the issues that they're facing. All right, so that's something that I will talk about or explore more with you in another life. All right, but today I really want to focus on this. So if someone tries to school you and tell you what you're doing is wrong and being very intrusive and they don't know how to mind their own business, then you have the right to tell them to stop. You have the right to tell them that, hey, I know what I'm doing. You may not think it's right. You may not agree with me, but I ask for your respect, to respect my decision, to respect where I'm coming from. And I respect your choices, and give me the chance and opportunity to go with what I know, to make that decision based on what I know and live my life, right? So you need to stand up for your own energy as well, and to say that. And, again, back to Asian culture. In Asia, sometimes people will say it's very inappropriate, it's very rude if you say that to someone who is elder than you. But I feel that there are ways in which you can say this politely, right? You don't have to be rude in how you communicate this across to people. You can be nice about it, and you may even joke about it. And when you do that, then it's easier to tell them to butt off, right? Not to butt into your affairs. It can be said nicely. It doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be offensive. And, we need to be able to protect our own energies that way. All right? To tell people that, I know what I'm doing. Give me the chance to learn. And I also feel that it is very arrogant when someone doesn't give you the opportunity to learn lessons. So no matter how big the lesson you are that's going through, and someone else is telling you that what you're doing is not right, is arrogance on that part to prevent you from learning important lessons in life. All of us need to learn important lessons in life. No matter what kind of background you come from, no matter how perfect your family setting may be, you have a lesson. All right, this is something I told my daughter yesterday, and I'm not ashamed to say this. I send my daughter for therapy, and I feel that therapy is a good thing. And I feel that all of us should be in therapy, because it is through therapy that we learn more about ourselves, and it is personal development. And I told her that you are not in therapy because something is wrong with you. You're in therapy because you're there to learn about yourself, to get it together within yourself. And I told her that there is no perfect person. No matter what your family background is, no matter what you come from, and if you look at your friends, they seem to come from a complete normal family. There are issues arising from that as well. So no one gets away with anything. All of us have lessons to learn, and we must allow these lessons to surface. We must allow the lessons to come into our lives so that we can grow as people, right? And so by trying to tell someone that what they're doing is wrong, we're trying to school them, we are preventing or stopping their learning process. And life is a school. right? Life here on earth is really a school. It is a tough school at times. It is so tough sometimes that we just want to run away and we want people to take our problems away. We don't want these life problems. We feel that these life problems are just too much to handle. I say, take them away. I don't want them anymore. But we do need them. We do need them to grow, to understand ourselves, to know who we are. At the end of the day, all the lessons that we learn in life is really to understand who we are as people. All right, who we are, what is our essence, what is it that we stand for, what is our purpose here on earth. That's all there is to it. And sometimes it's just too much to handle. And when people try to school you without knowing what's going on in your life, that makes it even harder. So we don't have to do this to people. We can be there listening to what is going on in their lives. We can, just be there for support, but don't try to tell people what to do. All right? They're not your clients. They're not, they don't pay you to be your life coach. Then don't, right? Don't. Unless they're your clients, that's a totally different story, right? If they're your clients, by all means, go all out, help your clients, do whatever you can. But if they're not, then, being intrusive is not the way to go. I believe that usually when people try to intrude without permission, it is their way of showing they are superior. It is their way of showing that they know better. But that's not, why do that to someone else? They have their own journey. You don't have to show off that you are wiser, that you are better than someone else. All right. So this is important lesson for all of us. Protect our own energies. If someone tries to intrude, tell them very nicely that that's inappropriate and that we know what we're doing, or maybe we don't know what we're doing, but it's okay. We will learn from there. And in our relationship with others, we do the same. We respect their choices, even if we know that they're going down a dark path or are making a wrong choice. Just respect what is going on in their lives, unless they ask for help. Okay? So that's a short message for today. I wish all of you a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.